Wow, AI is everywhere these days, huh? Like, it's writing our emails, it's making art, it's even helping to write code.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
But there's this one area where, I don't know, I'm still a little skeptical.
Oh, what's that?
Music.
Music.
Yeah, can AI really write a song that, like, gets stuck in your head? Or lyrics that actually, make you feel something?
That's the big question, isn't it? And that's what we're diving into today.
We're looking at this software called MelodyBox AI.
Okay.
And it claims to do just that, write music, create songs.
Bold claim.
Yeah, it really is. And they don't hold back on the promises.
Like what?
Like they say this software can write, rap, sing, produce, like full-on hit songs.
Hit songs, huh?
Hit songs in any genre.
Okay.
And get this, any language.
Any language.
Any language. They even have these examples like a French love ballad.
Ooh, Letta.
A Japanese voiceover.
Wow.
All created with MelodyBox AI.
So, I mean, from a purely technological standpoint, is that even possible?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, right?
I mean, we have seen AI make some pretty crazy strides in music before.
Sure, yeah.
There are programs out there that can, they can analyze musical patterns, they can come up with melodies, they can even synthesize vocals.
Right,
but to claim it can create a hit song in any genre, and then any language on top of that, that's a tall order.
Yeah, because to write a song that actually sounds authentic, I mean, you got to understand the musical structure, obviously, but also like the cultural nuances, the emotional context, like the lyrical flow.
Yeah, yeah.
Can an algorithm really get all of that?
That is the question.
Right.
It can make technically good music, maybe, but music that moves people, that tells a story.
Yeah, that feels real.
Yeah, that captures like what it means to be human. That's where things get really interesting.
Right, and that's what makes me wonder about the marketing too.
How so?
Well, the review, it points out how MelodyBox AI is using these limited time offers. They've got testimonials of people like becoming overnight successes.
Ah, the classic.
Yeah, and they use very, very specific names in these testimonials, like Sam and Monica.
Sam and Monica, okay.
It's like they're trying to make it seem really relatable.
Right, right.
So why are they using this kind of, hard sell approach?
It feels a little, desperate maybe. Like, why all the pressure?
Yeah, like what are they trying to hide?
Well, marketing is all about persuasion.
Sure.
And it seems like they're really trying to create this sense of urgency.
Like you've got to get it now.
Yeah, like FOMO.
Fear of missing out.
Exactly.
So who are they targeting with this?
Well, I think they're going after, aspiring musicians.
Sure.
Content creators. Anyone who's ever dreamed of, making it big in the music world.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're playing on those desires, for quick success.
Right.
Easy money.
And recognition.
Exactly.
Fame, even.
Yeah, yeah. So you've got those testimonials, the Sam and the Monica, who are like,
like livid dream.
Yeah, made it big overnight. But are those stories actually believable?
Yeah.
Or are they just, cleverly designed to appeal to those desires?
Like little fairy tales.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all very salesy.
Yeah.
Which, can be a bit of a red flag.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we have to remember marketing is about persuasion.
Sure.
They're trying to appeal to a very specific audience. Whether or not the product actually lives up to the hype.
Right.
That's a whole other question.
That's what we're here to find out.
Exactly.
But let's play devil's advocate for a minute.
Okay.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that MelodyBox AI actually does work.
Okay.
Right? It does everything it claims to do.
It writes hit songs.
In any language.
In any language.
What would that mean for the music industry?
Ooh, that's a big question.
Right. And what about for, the listener, the average person who just enjoys listening to music?
Well, I think the implications would be huge.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone could create like studio quality music just by clicking a few buttons, that could potentially disrupt the entire industry.
Think about it, right? Songwriters,
producers,
session musicians,
all the jobs that are traditionally involved in creating music.
It's almost like the printing press all over again.
Oh, how so?
Back in the day, people had to copy books by hand.
Right.
It was a painstaking process.
Yeah.
And then the printing press came along.
Right.
And suddenly books were accessible to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Could MelodyBox AI be the printing press of the music world?
It's an interesting analogy.
Right.
And just like the printing press, it could lead to both good and bad things. On the one hand, it could democratize music creation.
Yeah.
Give anyone with an idea the power to, bring it to life.
Make it a reality.
But on the other hand, it could lead to a flood of AI-generated content.
Oh, yeah.
Making it even harder for, real artists to stand out.
Right, and to make a living.
Exactly.
That's a double-edged sword.
It is. And then there's the ethical side of things, too.
Oh, right. Like, is it okay to use AI to make music that sounds like a human made it?
Exactly.
Does that, like, devalue human creativity somehow?
Yeah. It really makes us think about, like, what does it mean to be creative? What makes something original?
And how do we value art in a world where technology is, blurring the lines between human and machine?
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's no easy answer.
It feels like we're at a crossroads.
I think so, too.
Like, one path leads to incredible innovation, right, and accessibility.
Everyone can make music.
But the other path, it leads to, people losing their jobs.
Yeah.
Ethical dilemmas.
Yeah.
And these really fundamental questions about, like, what is art anyway?
It's a complex landscape.
It really is.
But
it's a conversation we got to have.
Absolutely. Especially as AI technology keeps advancing.
So let's look closer at what they're actually claiming here.
Okay.
They break it down into 3 easy steps. Step 1, enter your idea.
Okay.
Step 2, the AI instantly generates a complete song.
Instantly.
Step 3, download, use, or sell your AI-generated music for instant profit.
Instant, being the operative word there.
They make it sound so simple.
Like making toast.
Yeah, but as you were just saying, music is way more complex than that, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's not just plugging in keywords.
And the hyperbole, it's just, like, off the charts.
Like what?
They say things like, whatever you can dream, MelodyBox AI will do.
Okay.
And music will never be the same again.
It's like they're trying to create this sense of inevitability. Like, this is the future, get on board or get left behind.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah, exactly.
They even compare it to the invention of the internet.
Oh, wow.
The internet.
That's a pretty high bar.
I mean, come on.
It definitely raises the stakes. But again, we have to separate the marketing hype from the reality.
Right. Can it actually do what they say it can do?
That's the question.
So let's get down to brass tacks. What are the specifics?
Let's hear it.
They claim MelodyBox AI can generate everything.
Everything.
From viral TikTok sounds to professional podcast intros and outros.
All right.
Custom music for YouTube videos, high-converting ad jingle.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Even rap tracks that feel authentic.
Wow, they're really going for it.
It's a shotgun approach, right? Like trying to hit every possible target.
It's like they're saying, whatever your audio needs are, MelodyBox AI is the solution.
One software to rule them all.
Exactly.
And they really hammer home this idea that AI has democratized music creation.
Right.
It's taken everything that was once reserved for the elite and handed it to you.
It's a compelling narrative.
It is, but is it true?
And even if it is, we have to consider the downsides of this so-called democratization.
Right. Like what?
We've already talked about, copyright issues and the potential impact on music industry professionals.
Right. The people who actually make music for a living.
Exactly.
So it's not all sunshine and roses.
Not necessarily.
They say with MelodyBox AI, you can create studio-quality music in just seconds without talent, tools, or training.
Okay, now that's where I start to get really skeptical.
Right.
Because while AI can certainly assist in the music creation process,
Sure.
to say it can completely replace talent and skill,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
That's a bit of a stretch.
It is.
And they even reference this survey where supposedly 82% of listeners couldn't tell the difference between a MelodyBox AI track and one that was produced in a professional studio.
82%, huh?
82%.
Well, we'd have to see the methodology of that survey.
Yeah.
Who were these listeners?
Right.
What kind of music were they listening to?
And even if some people can't tell the difference, does that mean there isn't one?
Exactly.
Like, just because something sounds good doesn't make it art, right?
Exactly. And, they go on to talk about the booming music industry.
Right.
And how, a huge chunk of that money comes from digital content.
YouTube, Spotify, all that.
Yeah, exactly.
And they position MelodyBox AI as like the key to tapping into this multi-billion-dollar opportunity.
It's a very seductive pitch.
It is.
They're essentially saying, with MelodyBox AI, anyone can cash in on the music industry's growth.
Right, like it's a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yeah, almost. And they point out, just how much content out there needs music.
Like what?
YouTube videos,
Mm-hmm.
TikTok sound.
Podcasts.
Ads, right.
Yeah, they're really emphasizing the market size.
Yeah.
And creating that sense of urgency,
It's like, get in now before it's too late.
Exactly. The message is clear,
What is it?
There's money to be made.
Okay.
And MelodyBox AI is the tool to make it. Okay. And then they get into the whole language thing.
Oh, right.
They say MelodyBox AI can create music in any language.
Wow.
They give examples, like a French love ballad,
okay,
a rap song in Spanish,
interesting,
and a Japanese voiceover.
So, that suggests that this software has, global reach.
Yeah.
If it can actually adapt to all those different languages and cultures.
Mm-hmm.
That opens up a whole new world of possibilities for music creation.
Collaboration, even.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they brag about the speed.
How fast is it?
They say you can turn ideas into songs, raps, or voiceovers faster than you can write a text.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's an impressive claim.
It is.
But, speed doesn't always mean quality.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see if the output, actually sounds good under such rapid-fire creation.
And, of course, no marketing campaigns would be complete without testimonials.
Oh, yes.
They highlight 2 users.
Who are they?
Sam and Monica.
Our old friends.
And they both supposedly achieved great success using MelodyBox AI.
Of course they have.
But are they real people?
Good question. Testimonials can be very persuasive,
Yeah.
But it's important to view them with a critical eye.
Like, are these genuine success stories?
Yeah.
Or are they just, carefully crafted anecdotes designed to sell the product?
Exactly.
So they tell the story of Sam,
okay,
who made $853.45 in just 2 days.
Wow.
By selling custom songs and voiceovers that he created with MelodyBox AI on Fiverr.
Classic rags to riches story.
Yeah, it really plays into that desire for, financial freedom, entrepreneurial success.
The dream.
The dream. And then there's Monica.
Okay, what about Monica?
Her songs supposedly went viral on TikTok and YouTube after she started using MelodyBox AI.
So she hit the big time.
She did, and they emphasize how she was able to, cash in on the viral buzz.
How'd she do that?
By creating custom tracks for other creators.
Okay.
And earning money through TikTok's Creator Fund and YouTube monetization.
So instant fame and fortune thanks to MelodyBox AI.
That's the picture they're painting.
It's very alluring, isn't it?
It is. But is it realistic?
That's what we need to find out.
All right, so they've laid out the vision. They've talked about the features.
The potential for profit.
Right. But now they got to convince us that MelodyBox AI is the real deal.
Show us the goods.
And that's what they try to do in the next section, where they really highlight the capabilities of the software.
Okay, let's see what they've got. Those testimonials really stood out to me.
Oh, yeah.
The Sams and Monicas making money overnight. It almost makes it sound like musical talent is irrelevance.
Right, like anyone can be the next Mozart just by clicking a button.
Yeah, exactly. But isn't there more to making music than just, pushing a button?
Totally. Where's the art, the emotion, the human touch?
That's what I'm wondering. And that's where I start to get a little skeptical,
Yeah, I hear you.
The review mentions that MelodyBox AI uses, AI to analyze musical patterns and synthesize vocals. But how deep does that analysis really go?
Yeah.
Can an algorithm really understand the nuances of rhythm and melody and harmony that make a song, truly captivating?
And what about the lyrics?
Oh, right.
They say MelodyBox AI can write lyrics that tell stories.
Okay.
But can AI really grasp, the complexities of language?
Yeah, the metaphors.
The emotional expression.
Right.
The things that make lyrics powerful.
We know that AI can generate text that's, grammatically correct.
Sure.
Maybe even somewhat creative.
Right.
But to write lyrics that actually resonate with people, that evoke emotions, tell compelling stories, that's a whole other ballgame.
It kind of makes you wonder if we're headed towards this future where, music is more about technical proficiency than, actual artistic expression.
Yeah, it's a valid concern.
Right.
And it makes you think about the future of, musicians and songwriters.
Yeah, what happens to them?
If AI can create, decent music.
Possible music.
Will there still be a demand for human-created music?
Yeah.
And even if there is, will people even be able to tell the difference?
Oh, right. They mentioned that survey
Yeah.
where 82% of listeners supposedly couldn't distinguish between AI-generated music and, music made by a human.
Oh, yeah, that statistic.
But, like we said before.
We got to take that with a grain of salt.
Right.
It all depends on, how they did that survey.
Yeah.
Who were these listeners?
What were they listening to?
Exactly.
And Even if some people can't tell the difference, does that mean that there isn't one?
That's a good point. Just because something sounds good doesn't mean it's art.
Right.
And this brings us to, the ethical considerations
Yes.
surrounding AI-generated music. Like what? Is it ethical to, pass off AI-generated music as if a human made it?
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
What are the implications for, copyright and intellectual property?
That's a whole legal can of worms.
It is.
And I think these are all really important questions we need to be asking, like, right now,
Absolutely.
before this technology becomes even more widespread.
It's not about, demonizing AI or
Right.
rejecting technology.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the implications and making sure that we're using it responsibly.
Ethically.
Yeah. So let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about the potential impact of, MelodyBox AI on the music industry.
All right, the industry itself.
Yeah. The review really plays up the financial opportunities.
Like, anyone can make money with this thing.
Right. They talk about platforms like, Fiverr, Utah.
There's ways to make money.
Exactly, as potential revenue streams.
Okay.
And to be fair, they're not wrong. There's definitely a growing demand for, custom music
Yeah.
and audio content online.
But they make it sound so easy.
Yeah.
Like, anyone can just upload a couple of AI-generated songs and, like, start making bank.
Yeah, it's important to remember that the online music market is, incredibly competitive.
Oh, for sure.
Even if you have access to tools like MelodyBox AI, you still need to market yourself.
Yeah.
You got to build an audience.
Create content that stands out.
Exactly. And then what about the legal side of things?
Oh, right.
Can you just sell music that was, generated by an AI?
Yeah, who owns the copyright to that?
That's a great question. And honestly, it's one that's still being debated.
Really?
Yeah, copyright law is complex.
It is.
And it's not totally clear how it applies to AI-generated content.
So there are, like, some potential legal hurdles to clear before, AI-generated music can really be widely monetized?
Right. It's not as simple as, upload your trap and watch the money roll in.
So we've talked about the artistic implications, the ethical implications, the legal implications.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the listener?
Oh, yeah, good point.
The average person who just, enjoys music.
Right. How might this technology actually impact their experience?
Yeah.
Well, one potential impact could be a more, personalized listening experience.
Oh, how so?
Imagine being able to create your own custom soundtracks,
Okay.
tailored to your mood or your activity.
Yeah, like if I'm feeling happy
Exactly.
or if I'm working out.
Yeah, even the time of day could influence it.
Like having an AI DJ that curates music just for me.
Exactly. And it's not just about, personalized playlists.
Oh, okay.
AI could also be used to create, immersive musical experiences.
Give me an example.
Like, imagine an interactive concert
Okay.
where the music changes in real time
Oh, wow.
based on how the audience is reacting.
That would be amazing. It sounds like something out of like a sci-fi movie.
It might sound futuristic, but it's not that far-fetched.
Really?
AI is, changing so rapidly,
Yeah.
and its impact on music is, I think, only just beginning.
So while there are definitely some valid concerns about this whole AI-generated music thing,
Sure.
there's also a lot of potential for, cool new possibilities.
Absolutely. And it's up to us as, both listeners and creators to kind of shape how this technology evolves
Yeah.
and make sure it's being used in a way that benefits everyone.
Artists and audiences alike.
Exactly. It sounds like, MelodyBox AI is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
What other advancements are we going to see in the near future?
Give me some predictions.
Well, one area that I'm really fascinated by is the development of AI-powered virtual musicians.
Virtual musicians, what's that?
Imagine a band, right, composed entirely of AI musicians,
Whoa.
each with its own unique style and personality.
Virtual bands, huh? So instead of hiring, like, studio musicians, you could just program an AI orchestra to play your compositions.
Exactly, and these virtual musicians could play with this, crazy level of precision and technical mastery. I mean, even better than the most skilled human musicians.
But wouldn't that kind of take away from the, I don't know, the human element of music? Like, part of what makes a live performance so special is, seeing the musicians interact.
Right.
Feeling their energy.
Yeah.
Witnessing those little imperfections that make each performance unique.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think it highlights how important it is to find that balance,
Between what?
between the technical stuff that AI can do
Mm-hmm.
and those irreplaceable human qualities, the things that gives music its soul. It's not about replacing human musicians altogether.
Right.
It's about, how can AI enhance and expand the possibilities?
So maybe we'll see a future where, like, human musicians are collaborating with AI musicians,
Oh, interesting.
creating these like hybrid ensembles that combine the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I think that's very likely. We're already seeing that happening, actually.
Oh yeah, how so?
AI-assisted composition tools.
Okay.
They help musicians generate ideas, explore different styles, get over writer's block.
It's like having like an AI muse.
Yeah, exactly. Whispering creative suggestions in your ear.
And as AI gets even more advanced,
It's only a matter of time.
we're going to see even more sophisticated tools, right?
Yeah, yeah.
To really blur those lines between human and machine creativity.
Absolutely.
Speaking of blurring lines, they said that MelodyBox AI can create music in any language.
Right.
Now, I'm no expert, but isn't music more than just like words set to a melody?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Doesn't it also reflect like the culture and the history and the emotions of a particular language and people?
You're absolutely right. Music is so deeply tied to language and culture. And that's actually one of the biggest challenges for AI music generation.
Really?
Yeah, it's one thing to, translate lyrics from one language to another,
Sure.
but to capture the nuances, the rhythmic patterns, the emotional weight that makes each language's music unique, that's a whole other thing.
So even if MelodyBox AI can like technically create music in any language,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean that music will be like culturally or emotionally authentic.
Exactly. And that's something to keep in mind when you're looking at these claims,
Mm,
about AI's ability to create music across cultures. Gotta look beyond the surface.
yeah.
Think about the cultural and linguistic stuff that's going on underneath.
This whole deep dive has really made me think about the future of music differently.
Yeah, it's a lot to consider.
It feels like AI is going to be a big part of it,
I think so too.
whether we like it or not.
But even though there are some valid concerns,
Sure.
I think it's important to approach this new era with some curiosity, some excitement.
Yeah, yeah.
AI has the potential to unlock all these crazy new creative possibilities.
I'm still a little wary, but I'm definitely intrigued.
I think that's a good place to be.
Yeah, yeah. This deep dive into MelodyBox AI has really been eye-opening, to say the least.
It's been a journey.
And I hope it's given you, the listener, some stuff to think about, too.
It's a lot to process.
It is, but it's important stuff.
Absolutely.
So thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI-generated music.
It's been a pleasure.
Be sure to check out our other deep dives where we explore all sorts of fascinating topics.
We'll see you next time.
Until then.